Well, I mean, that's what they say was a wake-up call. We just played bad. UTEP played well. We didn't defend. They attacked some of our key guys, and so that was probably a wake-up call for some guys, but not as a team. Got to step to the plate. You got to be ready out the gates.
They all still seem pretty composed, and they say there's no panic setting in this team. How do you control that? What do you tell the guys?
One game at a time is the most important thing. We figure out the game plan to beat Tennessee Tech, and we move forward one game at a time.
How's it feel to be home, back in the old
always
bed?
Good. Always good to be home. And I thought we finished strong in the Bahamas. Just got off to a slow start, but a great way to finish the tournament and dominating games.
You had to be happy with the way they bounced back from the loss and how they handled themselves.
Well, I think for our team, if Jarnell and Jerron, and not to say whether we won a little bit, if those guys scoring around the rim, making free throws, we're a tough team to beat because our offense flows better. Even though Jordan scores the ball on the perimeter, those guys have to have the ball in their hand. When they rebound at that level, I think we're like number 4 in the country in offensive rebounding percentages. When those guys are rebounding, scoring the ball, they're impacting the game, we have success.
Stokes is making a lot more free throws this year than last year. Was that something that, have you kind of seen him improve that, and how important is that for his game to be able to make those?
Well, I think one of the things, he has his left hand on the ball a little more. But just confidence with anything. I mean, you have guys shoot free throws, 50, 60 different ways. It's just a matter of confidence to follow through, knocking them down. And he's knocking them down. And when he's knocking his free throws down, he's scoring around the rim. His confidence goes up. He's very aggressive. And you see the results when you're 5-0 when he's playing at that level.
With Jordan's production the last couple games, was it the difference in him, or was the difference just emphasis on getting him the ball more, or what was the change?
Well, the emphasis from day one is getting the ball. But he has to do his part in being assertive and wanting the ball, being aggressive. When he misses a couple shots, stay aggressive, continue offensive rebound. And we got to give him the defensive rebound as well as he does on the offensive side of the ball. No, it doesn't change. I mean, from day one, it's always been, like I say, even though Jordan leads in scoring from day one, get the ball inside, let those guys work. But even facing up and making plays, as long as those two guys are aggressive in attack mode, we can be successful.
Coach, he said he almost had to tell himself to do that in one of those games down there. Is there a sense that he's still trying to figure out his identity a little bit, and that maybe the self-motivation thing to become a more powerful offensive threat?
Well, I hope not. I just think it's a case of him understanding who he is and just being aggressive. It's not a case, because he knows his game. He knows how he can score the ball. He's good at attacking off the dribble. His 15, 17-foot jump shot is looking good. He scores it around the rim. He knows what he does well. It's just a matter of doing it. But he'll see different things. I mean, some teams are double, some teams are scrape. They'll do different looks and give him different options, but he just has to make decisions.
I know you guys are one game at a time kind of guys, but do you look at December collectively with some of the games coming up and think that there's a chance to make an impact that could help you guys in March with the outcome of some of the games in December?
Well, I think that's why you schedule games. You do that. You do that in March, April when you schedule opponents. So that's part of it. Now it's just a matter of doing what you need to get done and winning those games. Because you position yourself to play those teams for that, for March situations.
Sorry, is this a tougher time of the year because the finals approaching and the academic part?
Well, I think for us, that's why we have really 2 games in 2 weeks, just for that reason, so guys can lock in on an academic standpoint. But also coming back from the Bahamas, 3 games in 3 days to give you a couple of days off and to prepare for finals.
Coach, you said over there that your rotation is looking like it's, you got the 8 that you know you're going to roll with, and there could be some others, but I guess, were you expecting 3 freshmen to be in that 8 when you started the season?
Well, I knew they were talented players, but they've earned it in practice. And I think for us, we got a consistent 8, and it could be 9 guys. I think when you get to 9 is when Jerron and Jordan aren't at the level. If they're not scoring, so you try some different things. You might pressure more, get out and extend. That's the only way you'll see most cases 9 guys, or some guys just not playing well at all. But because I think in order to have success, you have to know when you're going into the game to get into a flow.
Where's Armani at right now, and kind of what can he do in order to push himself into that rotation?
I think he's the one guy, because he defends. We need him to defend at a high level because he has that ability, he has that toughness. You got to improve his offensive skills. We need him from a defensive standpoint. I feel like he can be a stopper. I feel like he can be our best perimeter defender.
Cuonzo, with Robert and AJ and Darius, how have you seen them develop since they got here and since the start of the season?
Well, I just think more than anything with confidence. I mean, the more you play, the confidence you get, and it gets tougher for those guys as we go with some opponents coming up. But just, I mean, guys are freshmen coming in playing college basketball, so it's not a case I'm gonna wait 2 years to play. You got to be ready to play. We spend a lot of time practicing, but they have experienced guys around him, so it helps him in a lot of ways. But again, just the confidence of it. And my thing with those guys, the preparation on the defensive side of the ball, because the offense comes.
You talked about their confidence in terms of your confidence and how much they had to earn your trust and how much have they been able to do that.
Well, I think that's the most important thing, trusting and carrying out assignments, knowing you're supposed to be on both ends of the floor, and just executing. And I think Bass has done a great job of really running the team as he continued to grow. He's making his free throws. Last game he was 9 for 9, so that was great. And you got a point guard shooting free throws at that level. He knows how to run the offense. He gets the ball where it needs to go. AJ's getting more confidence. And again, a guy that always played on the perimeter, even though he's 6'9", so now he's getting used to playing around the rim, banging with bigger guys. And that takes time, but he competes. And then Robert's the guy that scores the ball. And we expect Robert to be a good two-way player. I think Robert can also be a great defender.
So what lesson did you take out of that trip to the Bahamas, just kind of in a nutshell? What did you guys learn about yourselves those 3 games down there?
Well, I think for our guys understand the ball has to go inside. Whether you post feeding to your bigs or dribble penetration to the lane, you have to do that. And you got to make free throws and make layups. I know that sounds crazy. You got to make layups. And free throws is confidence, relaxing, and knocking them down. But we got to be able to make layups. We got to defend. When we defend at a high level and taking pride in defending, when we're tough teams, we feel like we can score the ball and put ourselves in a position to do that. But you can't get off the slow starts and dig yourself a hole like against UTEP and that Xavier.
All those things are sort of mechanical, skill type of things. Is there anything about the head game that goes into winning games like those down there as well that they have to kind of step up and address?
Well, I thought our guys did a tremendous job in bouncing back from the first game. Because, to lose against a team you felt like you had a chance to win, I give those guys credit for playing well, and to bounce back the way we did against 2 quality opponents the next 2 days said a lot about our guys. But more importantly, said to our guys what we should be on a consistent basis.
You mentioned AJ.